What is up, everyone, and welcome back to another video. In today's video, we are back on another Detroit Lions mailbox video. Man, you guys seem to love these mailbox videos, so I'm hitting you guys with another one. I posted it on Instagram saying today, and on Twitter also, and I said, it's mailbox time. Send me some questions, any questions that you guys have, and we will answer them in a YouTube video. And yes, we're back. Now, I posted this about an hour ago, maybe almost 2 hours now, but it already has 26 comments just on Instagram. So we're going to do this right now. There's very likely going to be a part 2 to this, probably pretty soon, because I'm assuming I'm going to get a lot more questions that I didn't see when I recorded this. There's also Twitter, which could have seen it. I don't know if there's any questions over there, but I'm not even going to check because there's so many. So these usually take a while. And with 26 comments, assuming 26 of these are questions, it's probably going to be a hot minute. So, man, we got to hop onto this now, get ahead of it, and then we'll do a part 2 to this if you guys want to see that. So let's just hop right into it, man. If you guys want to be a part of these, make sure you follow me on Instagram or Twitter, either one. It's easier on Instagram for me to see them, though. And let's get it started. Starting off with David. David says, you think any of our running backs will hit the 1,000 mark? By the way, I have not seen these questions yet. Do I think any of our running backs will hit the 1,000-yard mark? I wouldn't be shocked. I would not be shocked. And if you're talking about just rushing, that will be tough. If you're talking about from scrimmage, absolutely. Without a doubt, I think at least one of them are going to hit 1,000 yards, probably Swift, especially if they're healthy. But from rushing, I think it's still possible. We haven't seen a 1,000-yard rusher since 2013 with Reggie Bush. But Darrell Bevel wants to run the football. We had a lot of rushing attempts last season. I know Stafford went down, but we still wanted to run the ball. Darrell Bevel wants to run the ball. Matt Patricia wants to run the ball. Bob Quinn wants to run the ball. We have put in tons of resources to be able to run the football through tight ends, offensive linemen, fullbacks, running backs. We want to run the ball. And I could definitely see one of our running backs hitting 1,000 yards. It's kind of hard because I think we are definitely a committee type of running back, but a lot of teams are. And 1,000 yards is really not that crazy to ask. If you're healthy for 16 games, what's that, like 70 yards a game rushing? That's nothing crazy. I don't think that's super crazy. I think that might be bad math. I don't know. I just thought of that might be close. I don't know. 70 times. Let's not try to do that. Anyways, I think we could definitely see a guy hit 1,000 yards rushing. I think it would be, it could be Carry-On. Because he was on pace for that. You remember 2 years ago, this guy was on pace for 1,000 yards easily rushing. So I could see the Carry-On, and then for Swift, easily 1,000 yards for scrimmage. So possibly we get two guys with 1,000 yards for scrimmage. I wouldn't be shocked. Definitely a good question though, David. I like that one. Okay. Tucker Wing 9, man, he has been all over these. I appreciate you a lot, Tucker. You are super active on these. And he says, are you a fan of all Detroit sports teams or mainly just Lions? Well, personally, I don't follow the other Detroit sports that heavy. Definitely a Michigan fan. So pretty much in the Michigan area, those are all the teams I would root for. Like if I watch baseball heavy, if we get into that, it would be the Tigers. Okay, if I watch hockey, it'd probably be the Red Wings. So yes, because I really don't root for any teams outside of there. I'm just really focused on the Lions, and obviously college, I'm a big Michigan basketball and football fan. So I would say, yeah, basically Michigan teams. Michigan teams are who I'm a fan of. NBA, I don't know. I don't know about NBA, to be honest with you. Like, I would root for the Pistons when they're in the playoffs because usually that's like the only team I like to root for there. But I just have certain players in the NBA I like. I don't really have a team, which is kind of weird. But with everybody moving around, it's kind of hard in the NBA. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. But definitely I would say probably been pretty much all Michigan sports teams. Sorry, y'all. I got this water, man. Allergies like crazy today. But hey, I need that to refresh. You know, I need a refresh. Let's keep this thing going. All right, we got my guy, the name I cannot say, but he's all over these things as well, so shout out to you. He says, which rookie makes the biggest impact on our team? Okay, I think I've answered this one before. Which rookie? I think I went with Jonah Jackson because I feel like he could start, but so could Logan Stenberg. If I didn't want to go too crazy, I would say Okuda just because people say that cornerbacks don't have a huge impact, which is true, right? They only takes a part of the field away. However, he's also going to be probably our top cornerback, and then the defense that we use, he's going to be very, very important. But I could definitely see saying Swift. And the reason I say that is because, like I said, we want to run the football. We want to utilize these running backs. And Swift can add another element to this offense that we haven't had. I mean, could you just imagine if we had a running game? All right, our running game wasn't completely awful last year, but we've never finished the top half rushing yards. I'm more focused on yards per attempt. Still has never been that good. If we could have a good rushing attack with Stafford doing, because people act like Stafford threw the ball a ton last year. People are like, oh, hey, Stafford, he could he hit 5,000 yards. Well, he was on pace to basically do that last season. The thing is, Matthew Stafford wasn't throwing that much last season. I think I saw a thing that said, could Stafford have 600 passing attempts? Nah, no way he has 600. I don't think Stafford's ever had 600 passing attempts. And the reason I don't think he has, I'm curious. I'm about to look that up. But either way, Matthew Stafford's not going to throw a ton. He didn't throw a ton last season, right? He was going to throw because he's Stafford. He's great. But at the same time, Matthew Stafford had the 7th most attempts he's ever had. And it's the 7th most, excluding 2010 because he didn't play. So if you look at the rest of the 10 years, he was 7th in attempts. He did throw the ball a ton last year. It's just that he was very efficient and he was really good down the field. Okay, he's a lot of deep targets. They took a lot more shots than they ever had before. That's why his yards were like they were. So for me, a guy like DeAndre Swift, when you want to run the football, and a guy that can catch the ball in the backfield, that dude is going to have a complete new element to the game. And possibly, I saw this before, make the offense really hard to match up. I mean, it's really hard to match up with their offense right now if we can get the run game going. On paper, it looks like we have one of the best offenses in the NFL, one of the best, I mean, the Lions have ever had all time. I'm not even kidding, because we are complete. On paper, we look complete. And if you get that run game just going at a pretty good rate, oh my gosh. I gotta go with Swift, man. All right, next question from Devin Jones. Good question. He says, I think it would be awesome if the Lions let Okudah wear number 20. Thoughts? Okay, I don't know if that's even, can you wear number 20 as a corner? That sounds like you could wear number 20. I think you could. Number 20 just don't feel right. I don't see number 20 for Jeffrey Okudah. I mean, maybe I could see 29. I have a feeling that 29 could be his number because Rashawn Melvin's gone. Maybe 20. It doesn't really bother me because Barry was on offense, right? We've had 20 since Barry's been here. And it's not like he's a running back. I wouldn't have a problem with it. I just don't know if 20 just feels weird. I'm rocking more with 29, but hey, I wouldn't have a problem. Maybe 28 because Quandre's gone, so possibly we'll have to wait and see. I don't think I'm always bad with numbers, man. I'm always bad with the numbers because of who comes in and whatnot. So that always confuses me. But honestly, I wouldn't have too much of a problem with it. Cover Wing, once again, he says, do you think we could or would make a trade for Chris Jones? If so, what would it cost? Chris Jones is going to cost a lot of money because he wants an extension, right? He wants to get paid. So not only are you going to trade for a guy like Chris Jones, the Chiefs put a franchise tag on Chris Jones. I'm pretty sure it's a very big amount, but the deadline for an extension is July 15th. So if you trade for him, you're probably going to give him an extension as well. I don't see it happening because I've talked about this before. Yes, it would be great to have a really good defensive tackle, especially when you don't blitz a lot. That'd be awesome. The problem I have is not anything with him. The problem I have is that all of a sudden, if you give Chris Jones an extension, you put a lot of money into Chris Jones. Now you have a lot of money between Chris Jones and Trey Flowers, two defensive linemen. And you're not a team that utilizes a 4-3 defense. You're not all about the D-line. It could take your defense to another level. It could definitely take your defense to another level. I just don't know if the Lions want to spend their money there. If they do that, then I feel like, you're not going to see big signings at the cornerback spot. I mean, they could. I would have no problem with it because I think it would take them to the next level. The thing is, it would cost a lot. It'd be a long extension. I don't think the Lions want to have a lot of their money, kind of like the Bears, how they have all their money locked up between Mack and Robert Quinn. I don't think they want a lot of their money locked up between two defensive linemen when Matt Patricia kind of builds the opposite way. That's kind of how Matt Patricia has done things. So I would say the Lions probably won't do it, and if they did, it would be a pretty, I mean, you got to think Trey Flowers got 5 years, $90 million. Chris Jones is probably going to get somewhere around there as well. Chris Jones is going to get a payday. So for me, I don't think we do it. But that's not anything against him. I mean, he's an absolute beast. If we would brought him this offseason, I've been happy as well. I know you already made a video on this, but who do you think has the higher chance of being cut? Either Bo or Ty or possibly Huntley. Who has the higher chance of being cut, Bo, Ty, or Huntley? I would say the highest chance of getting cut, I don't think Huntley's going anywhere. I mean, he wasn't that late of a pick. And usually I feel like you don't cut guys you just drafted. So between Bo and Ty, I'm leaning towards, this is so hard. Why do you put me on the spot like this? It's hard. I think I go with Ty because I feel like we have similar running backs to Ty, but he's not bad. I don't know. It's between Bo and Ty for sure. I guess Ty, the thing is we drafted Ty. Bo, the only reason I say Bo is because he's a power back. Ty's strong, man. Ty is a strong guy, but I don't know, man. It's definitely between those two. I'm sorry, man. I don't know. That one is so hard. Okay. Do you think Hockenson, Walker, or both will break out this year? I think Walker looks really good this year. I think he becomes more effective, and he plays in a really good role for him with the addition of Duran Harmon. I think he gets better. Numbers are really good. So I think he'll break out. I mean, I predicted him as our breakout candidate. And then T.J. Hockenson, I think he'll be much better. I don't know if he'll be George Kittle year 2. I think T.J. Hockenson will be a guy that's just, when it goes from like 300, maybe like 600 yards receiving. That's more consistent, higher catch rate. A guy that's just more comfortable in the offense. Because I think a lot of his usage is blocking. And that's why the Lions like him, because he can block really well. So for me, I feel like he's going to be better. He'll be more effective next season. And if he stays healthy, he's a big mismatch. But again, there is only one ball to go around. There's only so many people that can touch it. And with the Seahawks, I don't think they've ever had a tight end when Darrell Bevell was there that was just crazy good. At least not two of them. The Lions have two of them. I can see like 600, maybe 700 yards receiving if he is healthy. but I think it's just about being more effective. And then for a guy like Tracy Walker, he's going to be in a very comfortable role. Tracy Walker is going to be a monster next year. He's going to be a monster. I don't know how big his stats will increase because his stats last year were good, maybe a couple more interceptions, but they were good last season. I think he's just maybe more of a well-known player because I feel like when people usually name the Lions' best players, a lot of people don't think of Tracy Walker. He may become more of a household name to Lions fans. All right, let's move on to the next question. Logan Ryder, good question. He says, how do you feel about the shortage of preseason games? It's weird. It's weird. And I actually saw a thing that people voted that had 0 preseason games. Like, that's what the teams voted. So we probably won't see any. We probably are not going to have a single preseason game. And that's going to be strange. Personally, for me, it stinks because I like watching the preseason, seeing these young guys, so that's what's really unfortunate. Again, I understand it though. So for me, it's just weird. It's weird. I hope there's at least 2 because I like to watch football. You know, even if the games don't count, I like to watch it and see what we're doing and just kind of see some of these young guys, the guys that you won't get to see during the season. Because even in the make team, there's some players that you just won't see. So because of that, I like the preseason games. If there's 0, it'll kind of stink. But at the end of the day, man, if that's what helps the team get ready faster and they'd rather have that and being safe over going to preseason games, that, hey, you know what, that's okay with me as long as we got a season. Can I come on the next debate table? Yeah, you come on the next debate table. Well, I don't know when that's going to be. I'm trying to decide. I think it's going to be every single Wednesday. Every Wednesday we're going to have one. I don't know who I'm going to have on this Wednesday, so we'll have to wait and see what happens. But yeah, you could be on Zeke. Zeke, if you want to be on, let's do it, man. Hit me up. DM me. Let's do it. I think you have before. So yeah, tell me you want to be on there. That way I don't forget. Oh, Zeke, you got a lot of questions too. Have you done any videos about who the Lions have passed up on the draft or free agency? If so, I think that could be a good video. No, I have not. I like doing that stuff, but then again, at the same time, like, I don't like doing that stuff because I like really focusing on who we have, not what we could have had, because I know we don't have that. I think the free agency one is an interesting dynamic to say, here's what the free agency could have been, and then kind of see, okay, here's what the Lions free agency did look like. So was it really that good? Was it really that bad? That kind of thing. For the draft, it's also kind of hard because you're going to miss players every year. Like, I don't know. For the mid, it's tough. It's tough for the draft. I have not though. That may come. That may come at some point. So possibly Zeke. Then he has a question: if the Lions have another top 5 pick, Bob Quinn and Matt Patricia are fired, and Stafford is traded. Oh my, that's like the worst case scenario ever, my guy. Come on, man. That is a terrible scenario. Could you imagine how bad next year would be if that is the case? Top 5 pick, Bob Quinn and Patricia are fired, and Stafford is traded. Oh my gosh. Who do you think the Lions, who do you think should succeed Stafford, Lawrence, Fields, or Lance? I haven't watched all of them yet. I like Fields the most from what I've seen. I know there's a lot of hype around Trey Lance, or what is that name, Trey Lance? A lot of hype around him. I haven't seen him that much yet. For me, man, I got high standards for really good quarterbacks. There's only certain quarterbacks that I like, and when I watched, I like Justin Fields from what I've seen so far. Last year, I only liked a few quarterbacks in that draft class. I only thought a couple quarterbacks were actually good on the field. And I didn't really care for Tua. I thought he was okay. If he has a great team around him, he might be solid if they, keep it simple for him. It could be tough with the Dolphins. I think Burrow is very talented. I mean, that's why he was the first pick. But again, if you're top 5, you may not have the top pick in the draft. And it's really hard to trade up to that spot. I didn't like Justin Herbert last year. I felt like this dude was super inconsistent, and that scared the heck out of me. So for me, I don't know. I like Fields the most so far, but who knows if he's even available if you're top 5, then you got to try to move up. So I don't know, man. That would be awful. Well, what are we getting, for Stafford in return? Are we getting another pick? Are we getting a quarterback? Are we getting someone younger, right? Are we trading him to the Patriots and getting Jarrett Stidham? Then we don't have to take one. So for me, out of those 3 so far, I like Fields, but I got to watch more of those guys. I have not done that. Hey, comment below right now. If you're right here watching right now, comment below 2 things. First off, comment the word biscuit, because comment biscuit. And secondly, also comment if you want to see a video on some prospects for the Detroit Lions for 2021 potentially. Okay, let me know. Now let's keep this thing going. Ryan Herod says, thoughts on Swift possibly wearing number 20. Now this one's weird. Swift wearing number 20. I don't love it. I don't love it. And I wouldn't have necessarily a problem with it because, again, I think I got, didn't Morris wear number 20 for us? No, that was 28. Was that 20? I don't know. I feel like some players have wore 20, but I'm not sure. Either way, I like him more as a 30s number. To me, even like 34 or something, that'd be fire. If you wore someone in the 30s, I feel like that would be really good for Swift. Something about that. But I don't know if I put him at 20. I wouldn't be mad. I don't know. I don't love it. Karen's 44. Karen's not 44. Karen's 33. So you give him 34. Hey, I can rock with that. Thoughts on a possible David Njoku trade to pair with TJ now that his value is down because of a trade request? Okay, I didn't even know he had a trade request. David Njoku. Hey, you know what's crazy? Got a barber. All right, we got a barber here. And this dude, I'm pretty sure David Njoku actually got his haircut there. I think that's pretty cool because, from Cleveland, so he came and got a haircut. That's really awesome. So, hey, I mean, maybe David Njoku had a lot of potential, but if he's doing a trade request, I don't know. I haven't kept up with David a lot. I know he's young. I know he's a young tight end. I felt like he had some promise early in his career. Maybe we'll do one. Maybe not, though. I feel like with Jesse James, unless the Lions move Jesse James, I don't think they'll get another tight end because they're pretty deep at that spot. So unless they move Jesse, I don't see them doing anything. Now, after free agency and the draft, what do you think our Lions' weaknesses are? Okay, I was going to do a video on this, but I'll touch on a few right now. I think a few of the Lions' weaknesses are just inexperience, especially in the front seven. That whole defense has some inexperience, but inexperience because of injuries, things like that. Young guys, Deshaun Hand, I think there's some inexperience in that front seven that concerns you. Austin Bryant, guys that can play big roles, right? New players, Nick Williams, Danny Schoen, like everyone's pretty much new on that front seven. And even the guys that are Patriots are still new. But aside from Patriots, we got a lot of new players in there. So I would say, just some inexperience with guys that we haven't seen before, and hopefully that comes together. But I don't see a lot of holes. Like offensively, I really don't see any holes, man. I really love what we got offensively. Defensively, I like what we got on paper, man. For me, it's just inexperience. That's the main weakness that we do have. So I'll say that. But I do like the fact that we brought in all these Patriots because I think that helps, and they get used to this team a lot faster. Will Stafford break off, and will he play in all 16 games? I think you mean breakout. Breakout. If Stafford breaks out, he'd be putting up like 5,500 passing yards. And I don't know if that'll necessarily happen, but Stafford will get some recognition this year if the Lions are successful. He will every year if the Lions are successful. And I think he can easily play in 16 games. I'm not too concerned. Stafford is a very durable quarterback, very reliable. And up till last year, man, we never would have saw something like this coming. So I wouldn't be shocked if he played in all 16, man. I think last year kind of made him think like, hey, snap. I mean, that's the whole season. That's different, man. I want to play. So I think that's why you see a lot of things he's doing. Now, Stafford for MVP? Noah, yes. Noah, I'm telling you, man, if the Lions win a playoff game, hands down, no matter what, Stafford's winning an MVP this year. I'm just going to throw it out there right now. Stafford statistically could have been the MVP last year. He played in all 16 games. He could have been, but the Lions, I don't know if they would have been successful enough. Maybe they got a playoff spot. I'm telling you, if they win a playoff game, he will win the MVP. Matthew Stafford's Big Ben. Definitely take a Stafford all day. I watched Big Ben a lot today, actually, because I was watching Patriots film. I don't love him, man. I mean, this is recent stuff, but I didn't like it. I felt like he stared down a lot of quarterbacks stare down things. This dude stared down a lot of things. And while I don't think he's bad, I think he's actually underappreciated to some people because some people think this guy's garbage. I don't think he's garbage. I think he's good. I just would take Stafford every day. Come on, man. I take Stafford every day over Big Ben. Big Ben's kind of old now, too, isn't he, right? You think if we have a bad start, Sheila Ford fires Patricia. Oh, snap. I like that because Martha Ford, she fired people. I'm leaning towards the side of no. It really depends on how bad that start is, right? If Stafford's healthy and we're 0-6 out of the gate, yes, I would not be shocked if they're gone. I mean, if it's that bad, if you're 2-4, I think they stick around. If you're 0-6, 0-7, 1-7, I wouldn't be shocked if she's like, all right, we're making the change now because fans will be upset. They will not be okay with that, and then fans will want to see change. So if it's that bad, yeah, I can see it happen. Hopefully that is not the case. Next up, it says, what are some candidates for head coach if Patricia struggles again? Y'all always ask this question. I have no idea. I don't know. I don't follow coaches like that, man. I don't have coaches that I know of that could fill in. Jim Harbaugh, there you go. I'll leave you with that answer. I really don't know, man. I try not to look at that too much, but I don't know even how to evaluate a coach until we hire them. That's my problem. Do you believe that Jeff Okudah will become our number one corner by the end of the season if the season happens? The season will happen, K-Man. And also, yes, there's a reason he was the 3 pick in the draft, man. They believe in this guy. They're putting a lot of stock into him. Desmond Trufant's good for 2 years, but he's the future. They got to make sure he's ready to go. So, yes. Next question from BSax36. He says, if the Lions are the best in the NFC North and are a good team, will people just refute their success saying they can't be good because they're Lions? Possibly, but at the same time, if they win the North, I don't really care. They might be. People might say that. People always find something to say, Definitely there'll be something about Stafford, how he's trashed and NFC North is just down. Something. But at the same time, if we win the North, I don't care what people say. All right, people have said a lot of things. I don't care. If we win the North, I'm happy. So, but yeah, probably. I mean, people try to put down everything. Look at everything that's been successful. People try to put it down. Everything that's successful, people try to put it down in some way they can. I mean, people really try to take away from the Patriots dynasty. Like, it's not like one of the greatest dynasties we've ever seen in sports. How can you take away from that? I mean, I understand you don't like him, but you can't take it away from him. So for me, I don't know. People are going to try to push down anything. So if the Lions do win the North or they're really successful, other NFC North teams will be like, hey, they're the Lions. This shouldn't be happening. So yeah, they probably will. Do you think we could go after a guy like Justin Fields next year? And do you think Sheila can improve the team to a constant winning team? I hope so. I don't know. how much effect Sheila has on everything, I think it's just kind of a mental thing, kind of trying to really get everybody to buy in and keeping the same guys consistently, like she said. But when you say, should we go after a guy like Justin Fields? If we go after Justin Fields, it means we're going to have a top pick of the draft, probably. I need to watch more Fields, though. I definitely do. I hope she makes it a winning team. I don't want to draft a quarterback that high next year. I'm good with always taking a quarterback. I believe in David Blau, but at the same time, for me, I don't want to have that top pick of the draft, Robin. Okay, SMW says Kaepernick or Chase Daniel? Chase Daniel. There's too many question marks with Kaepernick. I haven't seen this dude play in like 4 years. I understand he's working out, but I have no idea what I'm going to get. And I don't think Chase Daniel's that bad. Should we trade for Chris Jones? We might have to do a video on Chris Jones. Yeah, we might do that. What's the highest our offensive line could rank realistically? Our offensive line, according to like PFF, realistically, I could see like 7th. I think last year we were 11th, which is good. I could see 7th, man. I could see 7th, especially if Big V steps in and he's an improvement like we think he is. Easily top 7, easily. Do you think that Matthew Stafford will win Comeback Player of the Year? Yes, without a doubt. Matthew Stafford's winning the Comeback Player of the Year, book it. And I think that is it for now. So I'm probably going to do a Chris Jones video, but those are all the questions right now, man. This is a long video, so we will do a part 2. If you guys have more questions, just let me know. Put it in this post and also put it on Twitter. And until next time, thank you for watching, and I'm out.